I'm Carla Basaki, and welcome to Healthy and Happy in the City. How are you doing? How was your June? It is almost over. I can't believe it. I have been fantastic. My dog Max and I love the summer. It's our favorite. We get outside even more than we do normally. We run a lot, although it's been too hot for Max to run with me. So I run on my own. I take Max for a walk earlier in the morning when it's cooler. We go to the lake. We go swimming. We've been going paddle boarding. He loves it. I love it. I have a tan. I feel healthy. It is amazing. I can't complain about anything. So I hope that you are enjoying the summer heat and the sun and some outdoor activities as well right now. I want to talk to you quickly about something. It's a 4-letter word to me. I hate it. It's called diet. And since I was 14, 15, my mother has had me on almost every single diet out there. I've been on the cabbage diet. I've been on the tomato diet. I've been on the ground beef diet. I've been on the grapefruit diet. Remember that one where you had to eat a whole grapefruit in the morning because the acidity of the grapefruit would break down the fat in your body, and so that would just, so I did that one. I did the water diet, I did juicing, I did the vegetable diet. Well, you get the picture. And there's a Polish diet where you eat lots of cabbage and onions and garlic. And anyway, it was horrendous. None of them worked for me. In fact, if anything, I gained more weight when I was on a diet. My mother even took me to Weight Watchers when I was a kid, and I was also on Atkins diet. Anyway, I've been on every single diet that's out there, and they've never worked. And you know why? Because for the 5 or 7 days or 14 days, whatever it is you decide to go on this diet, your caloric intake is going to change and it's probably going to be cut in half. So of course you're going to lose a few pounds and a lot of water because you're not eating the same amount of calories as you were before. But what happens as soon as you get off that diet? You go back to eating the way you were before, which means you're going to gain all that weight back, probably a few extra pounds on top of it. Then you're really going to feel like shit. And then you're going to get depressed and angry and feel guilty and down on yourself. So you're probably going to go and buy a tub of ice cream and order a pizza and then top it off with, I don't know, a bag of chips. I used to do all of that in a night. You need to change your eating habits. You need to change what you're eating. And instead of saying diet, I prefer using words like a lifestyle change. So if you are, maybe you want to be keto, or maybe you want to be a vegetarian, or maybe you just want to eat healthier. You incorporate some lean meats, you eat lots of fresh vegetables, you have some fruit, you drink tons of water, you stay away from white flour, you stay away from sugar, that kind of stuff. But you really need to make a lifestyle choice and you need to stick to it. And you have to realize why you're doing it. And then you'll do it forever. You're not going to just do it for a week or two. That to me is what's going to make you a success when it comes to losing weight, if you really want to lose weight. Or maybe you just want to get healthy or healthier and you want to eat better. So start making some smarter choices. And that's really easy to do, right? That means drinking coffee or tea black, don't add cream, and certainly don't add white sugar. Stay away from white sugar and white flour. I'll have another video on that on its own because those are just two red flags. That's like you need to stay away from white sugar and flour. And I have a sweet tooth, but there are ways to combat a sweet tooth without having white sugar. So you just need to make some healthy choices. Stay away from dairy if you can. It's very inflammatory. It's really not good for you. Stay away from the pastas and the white flours, of course. There's lots of great alternatives out there. You can still enjoy a pasta dish. One of my favorites, because I personally don't eat much pasta at all anymore, is I love zucchini pasta. And I know when you first hear it, you're going to think zucchini pasta. There's no way, but it actually is delicious. You get that twirling feeling with the fork. You can add all kinds of different sauces to it. I make a lean turkey meatball with some tomato sauce, and I put it on top of my zucchini noodles, and it's completely satisfying. It's delicious, and I don't have that heaviness that I would get if I ate a bowl of pasta. I also don't have the weight gain that I get when I eat carbs like that because it just doesn't work for me. You need to find out what works for you too, right? That's the other thing. So I'll give you an example. When I was living in Halifax, I was working in television, and I had this great idea that I was going to become a vegetarian. So I became a vegetarian. I read all these books, I downloaded all these apps, I read all these magazines, and I decided I was going to buy all these fresh vegetables that were organic at the market down at the Halifax, at the old Halifax market. Every weekend, stock up on all these vegetables, and my protein, because I'm a runner and I do need protein, I would get from nuts. So I was, as you know, you've got to soak your nuts overnight, and then you grind them all up, and you can make cashew butter, and you can make a walnut and mushroom meatloaf, or meatless meatballs. But the problem is that I was eating so many nuts that I ended up getting really bloated, and I gained a lot of weight, and I couldn't understand. Here I am on this vegetarian diet, which is supposed to be so healthy, and I'm gaining weight, and I feel awful. It's because once I did some more work on myself and did some research, I can't eat nuts or walnuts or cashews, and I love them, but they have such a high fat content. It does not work with my body type. It just does not work for me. So I have to stay away from that. So I left the vegetarian lifestyle aside and decided that I would incorporate some lean protein into my diet with a lot of vegetables as my main meal. So to give you an example, I do enjoy egg whites once in a while. I love avocado, so I would have that in the morning. Lunch is normally a small piece of salmon or another piece of fish or a lean piece of chicken or turkey and a big salad. I love vegetables and I love salads, and you can make your salads really dense, really rich, and very filling. You know, a salad doesn't have to be some iceberg lettuce and tomato and cucumber. You can add everything to a salad, so it makes you really full. So those are some of the things when I talk about not going on a diet, choosing a lifestyle that you can live with, and you can live with forever. This is not just a change you're going to do for 5, 10, 14 days. This is going to be forever. Okay, so coming up, I'm going to talk more on a later episode about white sugar and white flour and why you need to stay away from them completely, and other interesting ways that I can help you maybe get a handle on what you're eating, why you're eating what you're eating too much of what you're eating, and the time that you eat. A lot of people I know get up in the middle of the night and scarf down what's ever in the fridge, including I did that for a long time, but that stopped, and there's reasons why that happens. Anyway, so no more diet word. We're going to use lifestyle. Decide how you want to live, what you want to change, and embrace that and make that an everyday thing for yourself. A couple tips. Stay away from dairy. It's an inflammatory. It's not good. You know, when you drink lots of water, and I talk about this all the time, but I think water is so important, and add things to your water so it tastes better. Sliced oranges or cucumbers and mint and lime. Fill up on vegetables first. That's always a good thing. And if you do have a sweet tooth, apples are really great. I also bake sweet potatoes with cinnamon on top, and it is so satisfying, and it's super sweet. I find when you roast vegetables, even it's gonna sound crazy, but when you roast broccoli and put balsamic vinegar on top, it's really sweet, and for me it's satisfying. And also dark chocolate. I love dark chocolate. I'll never give that up. It's like asking me to give up a glass of wine at dinner. That's not going to happen. So just a few little tips for you. Please don't use the word diet anymore. Let's get healthy. Let's get happy. Let's enjoy the rest of the summer. We have July and August still. I will see you guys in a couple weeks.